Hello, everybody. I'm at Parcaut. We're here with Francisco Rubalcava Jr., who's been gone for weeks.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Little under the weather, and then just catching back up. Went on a little vacation, but afterwards, it's just, man, I got sick pretty bad.
Yeah, just be careful out there who you're around. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I have some of the information that we were talking about. All right. So the dream, we were off before our mics were hot. We were talking about the dream for all, or dream for some. How the biggest change to it. It still has, you can't own a home in the last 3 years, but the biggest change is now it looks at generations and your current parents. What stepdad, with any of that kind of stuff, could not have owned a home in the last 7 years. That, to your knowledge.
Yeah.
So how many people are going to go, I don't know if they own. I'm not going to ask them.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, how easy it'll be to go around that, because it seems, this
There is
could
no way
be,
to go around that.
right. Like
So they're trying to get to people who have never owned a home in their life, and that generation stuff, to help people get into home ownership, which is good because that's what this program was set up for. The problem with the program was it was too many people who it helped were not who they wanted to help.
right.
And they were regular people.
No, yeah, that's
Which is okay. Then that would be discrimination to me. Anyway, move on.
well, I think it's, I think that, yeah, their goal is to try to help out like a lot more of like lower income people, where it's not really helping, and especially the way that it was initially. I mean, it's just, it was a grab and go type of thing of like, whoever could get it. And so it was first come, first serve.
It's still that way, but they just added a little caveat.
Well, I think that caveat will really throw a wrench in it for a lot of people. Like, I think it's going to last
Longer.
Maybe like maybe
2 weeks,
right? Rather than a week, 10 days,
4 days, 5 days.
No, yeah.
Well, now we know it's coming too, to get ready to go. And that's the thing right now, is you have to have this PDF filled out that says that you were approved, and you send that in to get your, then you still have to do that same education. You can do it online, you can do it in person, you can do it, but that's the most important thing to get done. So keep talking on and see if I have that.
No, I think, well, it's,
see, that's a California Dream for All lender pre-approval letter. You need to have that filled out by a loan officer, so that they know you're pre-approved.
And it's like, so at this point too, is it going to be something where, like, as soon as it goes live, you submit this and you wait to hear back, or you like do it as you're offering?
I would do it as soon as the program's available. Yeah, I would just submit it and then say that you're approved. Go to the website, Cal HAFA. It has a whole explanation of both sides, what to do. We did a whole thing on this a couple weeks ago, Mike and I. And let's see if I have another form. I did a bunch of slides about it. There's a difference between low income on it versus moderate income. Basically, what the difference is how much you have to pay back. So if you get in under lower income, right, the 80% average median income. So right now, the old numbers, let me see if I can add one more income wise. Sorry. Where's the income? One more. I'll get there. You can keep talking while I'm doing it.
And I was going to say too, I think, that was another tough thing, is that people were submitting contingent upon it, and then some of them weren't getting approved, right?
Right.
Like, it happened quite a bit.
All right. So this is the old way, which if I make it bigger, Stanislaus County is 183,000. If you do the 183,000 in our area, you have to pay back the 20% plus the 20% equity share, right? The shared equity on it. If you are, let me go to the other income.
And this is household income, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Add to stage. This current one, which is a little bit easier to see, Stanislaus County is 146. So if you're at the 146, you don't have to pay back as much of the 20%. You have to go through the whole numbers. That's where they're looking. There's different ways of doing it, and I have that information right here. I'm going to actually put together a whole webinar on it. But so here's the moderate income, 80% to 120. Basically, this is the appreciation. Let me make this bigger for me. And it talks about how much equity you have to pay back versus before, right? And it's a great. I mean, I still think it's a great program. No way, either way you do. The biggest issue is whether or not you're going to be able to do it if your parents owned a home.
Yeah.
So if your parents own a home or owned a home in the last 7 years, don't even apply.
Well, and that was one of the things too, is because like I mentioned too, I heard it's gonna be like a lottery type of system, which before I thought it was more so like first come, first serve. Like this time, is it gonna be like a drawing?
You know what? I don't know. Here, I'm gonna get off of this. I will find out more for our next show next week, and we'll go in depth with it. I didn't know we were going to talk about it, so I didn't have everything here. But I think the biggest issue is going to be still. So they said that there was 2,100 people help, a little over 2,100 people helped last time. I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah, with the amount of money they got.
So they had what, 300 billion last time?
Yeah,
or 300 million.
300 million.
300 million, right? 0. That's 30 million divided by 2156 is what I saw. That was an average 139,000. So they could have done it.
Yeah. Majority of them would have had to been like.
Well, the max I think you can get is 150. So
yeah, sounds about right. Well, that's crazy though. It doesn't. I mean, yeah, it's a big number monetarily wise, right? But I think
not in the whole state though.
Yeah, that's not even that many people.
That's not even a month of our normal inventory. So I mean, it's half of a month of inventory is gone because of it. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Do you think have they talked about like increasing the value at all? Like, I mean the amount, or is it going to be the same?
Max is at 150.
No, I mean like the
No, I haven't heard. No, it's still just going to be what they come up with. They're not going to get any more. I was thinking they weren't even going to do it because the state of California going, we can't do this. We need this money for migrants or something else. Right?
Yeah.
Let me see here if I can make this bigger. All right, Dream for All. So the biggest other limit also is if you are in the 80% realm, right? You have to, and depending on your FICO score, what you can get for debt to income ratios. You can't see all this, but I was looking over. I'm trying to see if it had it here. Nope, didn't have it here. But this is Dream for All for conventional. That's Dream for All shared appreciation up to 150,000 or 20% of the appraised value, whichever is lesser, can be used for down payment or closing costs, like we talked about before. First time home buyer, yes, at least one borrower. First generation home buyer. So at least one borrower has to be the first generation home buyer. That means one of the people's parents can own a home.
Yeah.
Got to do the 8-hour home buyer course education. Cal half a shared appreciation education is required. And also 1 year home warranty.
That's all it's all really doable. I think,
right.
Just the 7 years, that's the hard one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to take a lot of people out, but maybe it'll make it better for other people to get in. And back to your whole thing about the 80% AMI, which is average median income in your area, versus also the low income people who, that are the ones who are probably going to be the generational ones who don't have that. It's not going to help you qualify, right? 20% down is going to help you a little bit, but there's no mortgage insurance that will help you, but the 20% down is not going to help you qualify more, meaning that I can have somebody who's at $65,000 a year, right? The median is 146. How many of your people do you run across that's making 146,000 right now trying to buy a $500,000 home?
Yeah, no, it's
they're at 112,
yeah,
190, right? I'm running into people like that. I'm not running into people who have so much income that they don't, so this is what we're going to run into. We're going to have people who don't have money, I don't have money for a down payment, but I make a good living, right? Up to 146 to 180, whatever. That's good living in our area. Really good living. I guarantee one of their parents or two of their parents are going to currently own a home.
Yeah. I see exactly what you're saying. I think for a lot of people, I feel like, it did make the payment, help a bit more.
Right. It does.
But still, it's like you're saying, I mean,
they still had to qualify.
Exactly. And a lot of the times too, I mean, it's considering, how's the credit, how's this or how's that, right?
Right.
There's a lot of factors, and
if your FICO score is under 700, it's like your debt to income ratio is 45. If it's over that, you can go up to 50. Well, a lot of these people I deal with is over 45 anyway.
yeah, I mean, that's a big problem, right? Like we always say is how much we spend, or how much we spend of money that isn't exactly ours, right? When we start getting in debt, it's a big issue, and we see it a lot. And it'll be interesting to see how it's going to play out this year. And I heard it's going to be more so towards the middle of the year.
It's April.
April, yeah.
And again, don't not do this. I mean, if you have questions and want to get qualified, reach out to me. I can get you. Just give me a holler. You can get a hold of me at edparcaut.com, or you can just give me a call at 209-404-1915. The reason I'm saying that is you won't know. Let me figure this out. But if you're trying to buy a $500,000 house or 450, if you make 60 grand a year, you're not going to qualify.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was like, well, maybe you could take some of the money and buy the rate down. But then again, what's the purpose of it?
Yeah, especially right now. And that's the big thing too, is, I do tell people, I mean, like, I think if you are in a realm, right, where you're making anywhere from like 120 to 150, like you're going to want to reap the benefits of the appreciation too. So it's like,
no, I'm good with this loan.
Yeah.
At that, what I think there's going to problem is they're going to take so many people out because of the one person, one of the people's couldn't have owned a home. Their family can't own a home. Their mom or dad or stepdad or whoever their family is in the last 7 years. That's going to take a lot of people out.
Yeah. I think, and who's going to know? I mean, we'll see. Maybe they'll even adjust it midway or something, or change it. But yeah, 7 years, that's a long time.
Well, they did that last time. Remember, they were going to make some change. They made some major changes, and then they came back and, this kind of stuff. What they're trying to do is help lower income people, but you still got to qualify.
Yeah.
That's still the issue. And I think this is a great program they're trying to do. I just don't know if it's going to do as well this time. And again, I could be wrong.
Well, I think it's really important what you're saying too, is like having a game plan. And being prepared for it.
You got to start now.
Right.
Yeah. Get in with somebody, get qualified, get approved, get your stuff in, get your education out of the way. I think last time that was the biggest problem. People waited until they got their offer accepted to get their education taken care of. You can go do it now.
That'd be, that 100%. That'd be the best way to go. You have to be prepared, especially when there's so many people already talking about it now. And I feel like when it came out, we were telling people, but now, people have been telling people, and there's a lot more people in the know about it.
Right.
And it's just being prepared. It is great because, again, like I said, it is going to help the payment too. It's just,
it's about a $500. So it's about a $500 potentially could be difference in your payment.
Yeah.
With mortgage insurance and all the other stuff that's not there. Which, if you look at the savings and then you refinance out of this in 5 years, you're still going to be ahead on the payment, right? The savings on the payment versus what you have to pay back. You just have to refinance as soon as you can to get out of this program, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And remember, it's 20% down that they're giving you. So in order to get out of this program, your property has to go up 40%.
Yeah. Or you come up with the money.
Well, it's easier to have your property to go 40%. Yes, you could at 30, but then you'll have mortgages. You know what I mean? There's just, there is ways to do it, because I've had some people who bought in 2020 USDA, and now they have like almost 175,000 in equity, and now they're getting out of those programs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Was there anything else?
No, I think,
and I can do it more in depth, and we can go over it again next Tuesday. But I just didn't have much, because I didn't know you're going to ask me this question.
No, keep you on your toes. No, I think it's, it's just something that, I've been hearing again, and people are like preparing for it. I mean, I think it's good. A lot of people are preparing in general just for the rates to come down, which,
but here's what I tell you right now. If you were really smart, we buy right now, FHA or 3% non-conventional, because what's going to happen in April, the values are going to jump
just like they
for
did
the
last
2
year.
weeks, once all these people come out and they're getting all these offers on these minimum properties that are out there. So I would tell you, if you want to be ahead of the game and save money and do a better thing, do it now. Do not wait for April. Don't wait for this program. Do it yourself. And then you could always refinance in a year from now with a lower rate, if the lower rate's there. Kind of
Right.
a little caveat there. All right, everybody, make it a great day. Thanks for being here. Francisco, thank you for being here today. Say goodbye to everybody.
No, yeah. Thank you for having me here, and thank you everybody for listening. And if there's anything we could help with, please feel free to reach out to me, 209-493-2400 or ed@parcaut.com.
Or just direct message us.